Well, it's just amazing how many people on the Diddy party list that are supporting Kamala, too.
Yeah, seriously. It's like insane.
Publicly, openly, all in.
Yes. It's like J-Lo was like his ex-girlfriend. and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Right.
Well, maybe we shouldn't trust her opinion.
Joe Rogan and Elon Musk have once again taken center stage in a conversation that has left millions stunned. This time, the focus is on one man whose empire has crumbled faster than anyone thought possible, Sean Diddy Combs. For years, Diddy paraded himself as the untouchable mogul, the master of reinvention, the king of hip-hop culture who could bend the industry to his will. But what Joe and Elon are now exposing paints a very different picture. Behind the flashy mansions, diamond chains, and endless parties, there was a network of manipulation, corruption, and shady deals so dark that even Hollywood insiders are shaking their heads. What's being revealed isn't just about an entertainer, it's about a man who thought he was above the law, and the empire he built on intimidation, deception, and power games.
It does feel that way, actually.
Yeah. I'm sure if you go to Diddy's house, it probably feels real weird. Probably feels weird walking around that house, probably like, what happened here?
Yeah.
I bet there's some memories in that house.
From the beginning, Joe Rogan set the tone by reminding his audience that the warning signs about Diddy were always there. The sudden bursts of arrogance, the whispered rumors that followed him wherever he went, the employees who came forward saying they were pressured into things they never signed up for. Those were just the breadcrumbs. According to Rogan, once the federal investigation opened up, those breadcrumbs turned into a trail leading straight into the heart of corruption. Elon Musk, known for his cryptic but sharp remarks, chimed in with his own analysis, pointing out that when powerful figures suddenly start scrambling, there's usually a reason. Diddy, who once seemed untouchable, has been visibly unraveling, and the details now being made public confirm why. At the center of this storm is the RICO case, a charge that isn't thrown around lightly. For those who don't know, RICO stands for Racketeer-Influenced and Corrupt Organizations, a statute designed to take down organized crime rings. The fact that Diddy is being charged under this law says everything. Joe Rogan explained to his audience that the government doesn't pull out RICO unless they're confident they can show a long-term pattern of organized wrongdoing. This isn't about one bad decision at a party or a messy lawsuit. It's about a systematic abuse of power carried out over years and involving employees, businesses, and close associates who were all allegedly part of Diddy's web. Elon added that when you look at RICO historically, cases that brought down mafia bosses, drug lords, and massive cartels, it's shocking to see a music mogul now facing the same legal hammer.
Yeah, my mom's is gorgeous. Hold on, let me introduce you to my mom. You call Mom Dukes.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating. What's up, Ma?
Everything's good, baby. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too. Ma, freshly dipped though.
The revelations pouring out of the case highlight how Diddy allegedly used his businesses as fronts for control. His record label, fashion ventures, and even charity events weren't just about music, clothes, or giving back. Investigators claim they were leveraged to maintain loyalty, silence critics, and funnel influence where he needed it. Joe broke it down bluntly. This wasn't just mismanagement, it was control at every level. Employees weren't just staff, they were pawns in a game where one man called the shots, and if they didn't play along, they were replaced or destroyed. Elon nodded in agreement, emphasizing how dangerous it is when one person believes they are untouchable. In his words, absolute power, even in entertainment, follows the same laws as absolute power in politics. It corrupts completely. The court documents, as Rogan pointed out, suggest that intimidation was one of Diddy's strongest weapons. Time and again, people spoke of being silenced, of being pressured not to speak out. Some contracts allegedly contained hidden clauses that tied artists and associates down, making it nearly impossible for them to escape his grasp. Elon Musk noted that this wasn't just about one individual controlling a few careers. It was about an ecosystem built to protect one man's empire. He compared it to tech monopolies, except instead of apps and devices, it was people's lives and reputations being controlled. And then came the financial manipulations. According to The Exposure, Diddy's lavish lifestyle was not always sustained by his business acumen, but often by questionable deals and off-the-record arrangements. Joe Rogan explained that this is what always happens with men who flaunt extreme wealth while operating in the shadows. Their books never add up. Elon added a chilling perspective. The numbers weren't just off, they were designed to stay off. By using a network of shell companies and loyal middlemen, Diddy allegedly created a system that made following the money nearly impossible, until the federal investigators pulled the right thread.
And then there's also like people that are elites, and that's their thing. Like their thing is to do something that is horrible, and it's not available to other people. So it's like, I think there's like a sickness that people have when they have power, like extreme power, and then what else can I do? What else can I do? What else is what else is taboo? What else is forbidden?
Another revelation Rogan highlighted is how Diddy allegedly used connections to shield himself from accountability. Whenever whispers of wrongdoing came close to surfacing, they seemed to vanish. Lawsuits disappeared, accusers withdrew, and stories got buried. But as Rogan pointed out, you can only cover up so much before the dam breaks. Elon chimed in, suggesting that in the digital age where every move is tracked, archived, and replayed, it was inevitable that the walls would close in. Diddy may have played the game well in the early 2000s, but by 2025, the world is very different. Secrets are harder to bury. What shocked Joe the most, and what Elon confirmed, is how widespread the fallout has become. This isn't just about one man facing charges. It's about an entire network of people, businesses, and even institutions that turned a blind eye because Diddy was powerful, wealthy, and connected. Joe argued that this shows how fragile the facade of fame really is. One moment you're celebrated as a cultural icon, the next you're exposed as the villain pulling strings behind the scenes. Elon agreed, noting that this was more than entertainment gossip. It's a wake-up call about how corruption festers when people are afraid to question those in power. The most damning detail, according to Rogan, is how Diddy's downfall is being accelerated by those once closest to him. As investigators dig deeper, former associates are reportedly cooperating, unwilling to take the fall for him. Joe explained that this is the ultimate betrayal for someone who built his empire on loyalty. When the people you thought would never turn on you start talking, that's when you know the game is over, Rogan said. Elon echoed this by pointing out that loyalty built on fear isn't real loyalty. It's just temporary silence, and silence always cracks when pressure is applied. As the trial looms, both Joe and Elon predict that this is only the beginning. More documents will surface, more stories will be told, and more of Diddy's empire will be laid bare. Rogan, in particular, sees this as a cultural moment, one where the public finally realizes that fame does not equal immunity. Musk agreed, adding that what we're witnessing is a new kind of accountability, one where even the most untouchable figures can't hide forever. Diddy's story is transforming into a cautionary tale about arrogance, greed, and the illusion of control. Joe Rogan wrapped up his thoughts by reminding viewers that empires built on manipulation always collapse. Elon Musk closed the conversation with a simple but cutting remark. The higher the tower, the harder the fall, and this tower is crumbling fast. But what makes this saga so gripping isn't just the fall of a celebrity, it's the exposure of how deeply corruption can weave itself into culture when no one dares to question it. Diddy's downfall is no longer just a headline, it's a case study in the dangers of unchecked power. And thanks to people like Joe Rogan and Elon Musk bringing these details to light, the world is finally seeing the truth.
The whole thing is so strange to watch play out. It seems like the Diddy thing was like an Epstein-type compromise deal, where he had, whether he was doing it himself, conceivably, people want to think that he's attached to some intelligence agency or something like that. I think he's a gangster who made $1 billion and knew how to control people by compromising them. That's what I think.
As the investigation barrels forward, Joe Rogan and Elon Musk both emphasize that what's happening now is far beyond a celebrity scandal. It's a cultural reckoning. Elon pointed out that the real danger for Diddy isn't just the evidence already on the table, but the chain reaction it's setting off. Every new revelation triggers more witnesses, more leaks, and more pressure. In Musk's words, it's like a collapsing system where the weakest points are breaking one after another, and each collapse exposes a new layer of hidden corruption. Joe took this further by focusing on how Diddy's downfall has revealed the vulnerability of the entertainment industry itself. For decades, Diddy built a persona of invincibility, but Rogan explained that invincibility is only an illusion until someone pulls back the curtain. Now, the curtain isn't just pulled back, it's been ripped down completely. Joe said bluntly that the industry protected Diddy because he was profitable, not because he was honorable, and once profitability stopped outweighing the risks, the protection dissolved instantly. Another aspect Joe and Elon discussed is how this case is reshaping public trust. Musk noted that when someone like Diddy, who spent years presenting himself as a model of success and influence, is revealed to have built that image on intimidation and questionable practices, it sends a ripple effect into society. Fans feel betrayed, aspiring artists feel disillusioned, and the industry looks rotten from the inside out. Joe added that this betrayal isn't just personal, it's structural. It exposes how shallow the so-called culture of support is when it's really built on fear and silence. What's coming next, according to Elon, may be even more shocking. He predicted that digital evidence, emails, recordings, and financial trails will start surfacing in court. Unlike rumors or testimonies, digital evidence is harder to deny. Once presented, it will create a permanent record of Diddy's actions that can't be spun or buried. Joe agreed and added that these files will not only dismantle Diddy's defense, but also reveal how orchestrated his empire really was. Instead of an image of spontaneous success, people will see a blueprint of manipulation.
Whether or not he had help, I don't know. Whether or not he shared some of that information with people so they knew they had compromising stuff on people, I don't know. But clearly he was doing it for his own jollies too. There was something sick about it.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is that people in the music and entertainment industry had to know that Diddy was like abusing, kids basically. And yet they still fed him kids. And like, where's the accountability?
There had to be rumors. There had to be. They
had to know.
Yeah.
They had to know.
Cat Williams is talking about it on
exactly.
Yeah, on that podcast.
But like who's feeding him the kids,
Right.
As the two continued their discussion, they also raised the question of legacy. Joe asked whether Diddy's cultural contributions from music to fashion could survive after this level of exposure. His answer was clear: they can't. He argued that once the mask slips, people will always associate his achievements with the corruption behind them. Elon agreed, comparing it to historic figures whose accomplishments were overshadowed by their crimes. History doesn't remember the songs or the clothes, Elon said. It remembers the scandal, the betrayal, the collapse. The collapse itself is accelerating faster than most expected. Joe explained that the more Diddy tries to defend himself, the deeper the hole seems to get. Lawsuits are piling up, witnesses are stepping forward, and public opinion is shifting daily. Elon remarked that this is the ultimate irony. Diddy's attempts to stay relevant and powerful may be the very thing speeding up his downfall. By refusing to quietly step back, he's put himself under a spotlight that now burns hotter with every new revelation. But perhaps the most powerful moment came when Joe summed up what all of this really means. At the end of the day, he said, this isn't just about one man's crimes, it's about an entire system that let him thrive, and if Diddy can fall, it means the system is breaking too. Elon, with his trademark brevity, simply replied, and once it breaks, it doesn't rebuild the same way. The two left their audience with a chilling thought. Diddy's trial may be the end of his empire, but it could also be the beginning of a new era where powerful figures can no longer hide behind their influence. And if that's the case, the entertainment world will never look the same again.